All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to THS Lives here on YouTube. My name is Brian Enright, and we have a great show for you tonight. As we introduce ourselves, we have special guests tonight, David Palamaro, who is the director of Murder Made Easy, an indie horror movie that is, I believe, is out in film festivals and a future release of DVD. So we'll get more into that. But like I said, my name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Brian Enright. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening.
Good evening, boils and ghouls. Thanks, David, for joining us tonight. You guys can find me on Twitter at @zombie_survivor.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have award-winning director of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday and various other short films. We have Mike Lombardo. Mike, good evening.
Hi, Brian. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Really excited to be here. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me, facebook.com/realsplatter, or if you want to be creepy, friend my personal profile. You can go to realsplatter.com. That's a real with 2 E's. But most importantly, you can find me at screamteamreleasing.com, where you can give us money and get a copy of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday and soon Murder Made Easy.
Yes.
Well, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike Lombardo, award-winning director Mike Lombardo. I forgot to mention that. That is your legal name.
Words, though, Brian. See, David, this is my rider for the show. They have to say that every time they refer to me.
Yeah.
He gets a dime every time we say that.
He gets a royalty pay from McDonald's and Costco's. So, up next, we have the president of the Horror Syndicate, Ray Merrick. Ray, good evening.
Hey, everybody. Wonderful evening. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you very much, Ray. And, of course, our guest of honor, the director of Murder Made Easy, all the way from L.A., California, David Palamaro.
Yeah.
David, good evening.
Yeah. Hey, guys, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's actually
Absolutely.
still light here in LA, which is amazing. I'm surrounded by beautiful palm trees, and it's great to be here, man. Thanks for having me on.
Would you have it any other way, being in LA, surrounded by palm trees?
Funny. Like before we were on, I was showing you what's around here. It's actually where I work, but it's a business park where they have volleyball court and all this kind of stuff. So I think it looks probably more like paradise than it actually is, because for me, it's just I'm grinding away at work all day, So,
you tell me you don't take a break to go out and play some beach volleyball, David?
Yeah.
Break out the 2-piece.
I was gonna say, take the shirt off like they do in Top Gun.
Play Dead or Alive volleyball.
I just slow-mo myself. Like I make.
I can totally see it.
Yeah, all the time. I'm gonna send you some pictures, Mike.
Excellent. Excellent. I'll share those with the viewers when this goes archive.
Just for you. Just for you, man.
So, David, you have this new horror movie coming out. I do apologize. I wasn't sure if it was out on DVD or not, but I know that's been getting a lot of buzz in the film festival market. Tell us about Murder Made Easy. When did you get this started?
Yeah, actually, Murder Made Easy is not really a horror film. It's actually more of like a throwback Agatha Christie murder mystery. And
wait, what? It's not a horror movie?
Well, that's it.
All right, this show's over.
Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Lombardo.
But we were lucky enough to get into a bunch of different genre and horror festivals over the past couple of years, and it's going to be coming out pre-order May 1st, actually, on Scream Team Releasing on Blu-ray.
Oh,
Justin told me it should be released around May 21st because it's just in time for my birthday.
Oh, great!
My God.
Yeah. I know, Ray. You took a look at the film, so thanks for.
Man,
hopefully you dug it. I mean,
I really did.
We're not a horror film, but we.
No, I think it plays. I think it plays as a horror film.
I think it touches on the genre.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we've been embraced by some horror festivals and a lot of reviewers that are horror sites like Pop Horror, things like Horror Society, and it touches on it. So they've been very kind, and I'm kind of blown away by that. I myself am a huge horror fan, so. I'm very psyched about that, and it'll be coming out later on this year in digital through Terror Films. We're just still working on all the details, but I'm excited for it to come out next month on Blu-ray because I guess you guys are somewhat familiar with Scream Team, what Justin does over there, and
A little
I think he
bit.
does an amazing job with all his releases, including Mike's film, Dreaming of Doomsday. So I'm pretty psyched. We like a lot of folks, we packed it with extras and 2 audio commentaries, bloopers, deleted scenes, all that kind of stuff. So
I was just
I'm
about to
pretty
ask you that. What can we expect from the extras side? Because I'm very excited to see some of this stuff.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know, are there going to be like cast interviews? Because that was one of my favorite things about the movie was the actual cast. You really did well, or whoever casted did well casting.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, the 2 lead actors, Jessica Graham and Christopher Soren Kelly, I met them at a film festival here in LA called Dances with Films, and I saw a couple short films they were in, and one that actually Chris had directed called Chauchier. It was almost like a play. It's just him talking to camera, and the guy was incredible. He was riveting. I was like, holy shit, who is this guy? And I immediately knew I wanted both of them to be leads in Murder Made Easy. And then Jessica actually came on board as our producer as well. She helped us with auditions, and she helped us like on the set. She was like our assistant director, making sure we got, we were on schedule. So they were like hugely invaluable to
She was great.
Oh, thanks, man. And she helped a lot with the casting. A lot of the actors you're talking about, Jessica found. We found them various ways, but there were a couple that she knew, and she brought them in for an audition, and they really just clicked. And to answer your question, the first question, actually, we shot Murder Made Easy at the end of 2016, and we've been on the festival circuit for the last couple of years, and now it's finally coming out in 2019. Like a lot of films, this is a 3 to 5 year process. So, yeah. And we started writing it, I think, in the end of 2014. So, which I know you guys know it's not unusual that it takes that long from coming up with an idea to write it, to shoot it, etc. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for people to see it, and I'm excited to see what other horror fans and thriller fans think of it. So, yeah, man.
I think it definitely fits in the suspense thriller area of the horror genres. It's not really big on gore, but it actually reminds me more than anything. It reminds me of like Clue, by way of Hitchcock.
Dude, I totally thought the same thing when I was watching it.
Yeah, that's totally intentional. I'm a big fan of obviously Clue and Hitchcock's Rope and like Sleuth and Death Trap, which all those were plays before they were movies.
Yeah, I definitely saw Hitchcock in that too.
A way to do a cheap film in a one location, something that I could self-fund. That was the idea. And I'm like I said, I'm a huge horror fan, but I love those sort of twisty, turny thrillers, and we were trying to do something like that. So hopefully we were somewhat successful. So, yeah. That was the idea.
How long did it take to film the movie?
It was really quick. It basically, like everybody else who does indie film, was based on our budget. And we had 6 days of rehearsing at that location where we shot, which was nice. We could block out all the camera work and work with the actors. And then, believe it or not, it was really fast. It was 7 days of shooting. So.
Oh shit!
Really? Wow.
It was pretty insane. But I have to say that, I haven't done a lot of films, but whenever I do my own projects, I try to I'm pretty anal about either storyboarding it, or in this case, when we were rehearsing at that location, I shot the whole thing on an iPhone and really blocked out the shots. There's a lot of long takes in the movie, and that helped us later, with our DP, Sherry Cox. She could kind of get we had a shot list, but she had, a visual storyboard that we could go off of. So, I mean, I tried to plan it as much as I could because we just didn't have any wiggle room with a budget like that, and obviously with not a lot of money. So, yeah, just got to do what you got to do, I guess. So.
Yeah, I think I can't believe that you shot it in such short amount of time.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
That blows my mind. I mean, how much? I don't know. That's crazy because usually, Mike. How long did it take Doomsday? 2 years to shoot?
Oh, it was like a weekend, pretty much.
Yeah, but how many total? A weekend. How many total days did you have?
We shot. I think we ended up shooting 31 days over the course of 2 years.
Wow, that's good.
But I mean,
that's all you got out of that movie? My God.
I know, right? Tell me about it. But the thing is, when you're working with a kid, it's really hard, and when you're in the abandoned locations and shit, having a company move in the middle of the day just wasn't feasible. So it was pretty much, this is the day we're on this location, and that's it. Once we're finished, we have to hike back out of the woods and shit and not get arrested. So it could have been also if I planned it like you did, where you storyboarded and pre-planned things like an actual filmmaker. I probably could have made the movie a lot faster than I did. But, live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, in our case, there's no other way to do it. There's a lot of, like I said, complicated camera moves and shit. Like, there's no way I could just be like, oh, I don't know what we're doing today. Let's just figure it out. That actually would terrify me because I'm a planner, and also I cut that rehearsal footage together that was shot in an iPhone together, like a rehearsal version of the film. And I'm also an editor. That's what I do here at work. And so I knew there were some shots in there like that one. There's only one true wide shot. We only shot one take of that because I already cut it together in the rehearsal version. So I'm like, oh, I know that'll cut together. So all that pre-planning really helped me not waste time on the set, you know?
Yeah, I bet.
Fantastic.
Come to think of it, it was only one location, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. One location. It was actually Tim Davis, our writer. It was his place. It really fit what we needed. And we don't ever go outside, and we don't ever have an exterior shot. And yeah, it's in different rooms.
Right.
That was a way to make a movie in a cheap way that I could actually afford to self-fund it myself. So, yeah, that was it.
That was what I thought with Doomsday. I'm like, oh, we just have this bomb shelter. It'll be easy. And then I added like
shooting somebody's basement.
But that's really awesome. You were able to actually like do the one location thing, like actually do it. Now, do you get any blowback from neighbors or anyone in the neighborhood? Like, because film production is like it's a circus, you know.
Well, in LA, it's actually kind of even more of a pain in the ass. I'm really envious of going to the different film festivals and seeing a lot of a really strong horror community, and people are like, yeah, man, I shot at my friend's house and stuff like that. I debated, should I get a permit? Because in LA, they're really strict about it. Like a neighbor could complain, and technically by letter of the law, city law, whatever, they can shut you down. They can take your equipment. So a lot of people guerrilla it out here, but I was like, I don't want that kind of risk. Plus, Tim and his girlfriend who own that condo, they were like, no, we want you to do it right. So I had to pay like a $900 fee to the film commission, which fucking sucks. Sorry, my language.
You can say whatever you want.
And then, it's like they had all kind of rules, but they were great. The organization called Film LA, they knew we were low budget, so they kind of like gave us a pass on a lot of the rules that we would normally have to do for the bigger film. But the thing that was crazy is my Tim, whose place it was, he was concerned about the neighbors. And there's some scenes in the film where people are screaming, like really screaming, and like nobody knocked on the door, nobody asked what was going on. I was like, holy shit, that was like actually really disturbing. I'm like, great, you can like murder someone at Tim's place and no one cares. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, so the way the permit works, they can, if you're on private property indoors, they can still shut you down for filming?
Yeah, I should know the answer to that since we did all our research prior to it. You still need a permit to film. Now, if it was somebody filming in their own place, I'm not sure, but because we were an outside, we're not a company, we were small, but because we were shooting at a place that I didn't own,
But you were still given permission to shoot there.
Right. Yes. Yeah, obviously, yeah. And I think that one of the rules they waived to us is that you would have to go like a 30-block radius and like hand out pamphlets that like, hi, we're shooting here and we have to get permission from you. And like when that was going to like slow us down in terms of like time.
Oh, wow.
But the Film LA people were great. Like once we explained, look, we're a small thing. We got like 5 people and like one location, and they were like, okay, cool, and they like waived that. Thank goodness, because that was like that was something we were not prepared to do.
Crazy.
So, yeah. So yeah, it pays to be LA. It's just it's everybody shoots here, so they're very aware of that. So they have very strict rules about.
Right.
Now that being said, a lot of people do guerrilla it, as you can imagine. They just go and do it and just roll the dice. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I feel like people will be shooting everywhere in LA all the time. Like there's constantly projects being. I don't know. Maybe because I haven't been out there since like 1990. I have no clue.
There are, and I think that's why they're like really hip to it. That the city is, you know what I mean. And like I said, it's your choice. It's like, well, you can guerrilla it, and I think a lot of people probably do. But since I was using someone else's house, and they were really like, hey man, you got to do it the right way. We went back and forth about the permit, but I'm glad I did it. Because I learned the process, and although it was very pricey, the people that dealt with us were very nice about it, and they kind of tailored what we needed to do based on our budget, which is like nothing. Once they realized we were like a nothing budget, they're like, oh yeah, cool, you're all right. So.
What kind of budget were you dealing with? Is that too much to ask?
It was low, like really low. I self-funded it. I mean, it was under, well, it was well under 100. It was closer to like the 50 range. So yeah. I mean,
Doomsday was 10 grand, so don't feel too bad.
No, I mean they always say don't save your budget. But there's a lot of micro budget stuff going on. It's just this was a case where I had to fund it myself, and it was obviously hard, like you guys know, to make a film. Period. But then to fund it yourself was fucking nerve wracking, man. It was like a lot of pressure. Yeah, but I'm glad we did it.
How did you get hooked up with Justin from Scream Team?
So I met Justin at Genre Blast, the film festival in Virginia, and that's where I met Mike too. And you know, it's funny. I saw he had a booth and he had all his titles. I'm like, this is fucking fantastic. Like, it's a boutique, like indie Blu-ray horror label, and I loved everything he was doing, the artwork. And I remember Mark Lombardo, you were like, hey man, you should talk to him about your movie. And I'm like, well, my film's not like, because a lot of the stuff that Scream Team was putting out was sort of like throwback 80s slasher, which I love too, you know, like new films, but kind of hearkening to that. And I'm like, our film's not that at all. But I talked to Justin, and he's like, yeah, man, you know, send me a link. I'll take a look. And then when I saw that you told me they were going to release White Doomsday, but when I saw that, I'm like, you know, White Doomsday, it's a great film, but it's not a horror film either. It's really more of a drama. Yeah. And I was like, oh, maybe he would be interested in Murder Made Easy. And I contacted Justin again on Facebook, sent him a link again, and he watched it, and he wanted to kind of get more different kind of stuff on his label, and he loved it. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And I was kind of blown away because Justin's amazing, because all you want, I've been through this when I made my documentary, you just want a distributor that believes in your film, man. And you want a distributor that is going to put the time and care into the artwork and the trailer and the promotion. And that's what Justin's doing at Scream Team.
He really is.
I'm telling you, man, that is not something to take for granted, because I've had dealings with other distributors. They're fucking nightmares, man. And they just acquire as many titles as they can. And actually I had to, I can't talk about it, but there was some distributors that are even worse than that, where they're taking advantage. So it's horrible. So to come across someone like Justin it's been amazing. And so I'm really excited he wanted to work with us. So
yeah, Justin's a great guy. We do really love and support everything he's doing. It's God's work, really. No, yeah. I know some of these other distributors they really have a wild eye, but
true. Or philosopher.
What are you trying to say? I don't get it.
Anyway.
That Justin's looking to expand the label. Like when he was on the show, when I met him on the show, and we talked about Doomsday, these guys were telling me to send it to him, and I'm like, I said the same thing you did. I'm like, this is so not what he distributes. Like, he's not going to want this. And
but Mike, I told you before, like when I talked, I'm pretty tight with Justin. He's talking about expanding the label to not just exactly what David said, the kind of throwback horror films. He really wants to be more than just those type of movies. And with Doomsday and now Murder Made Easy, he's really expanding the brand a lot. And The Loon coming up too is another one that kind of doesn't fit.
That movie was at Genre Blast and was one of the ones on my list to see. I heard
it's really good.
I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray. I was actually bugging Justin when we were going over the murder. I'm like, when's Loon coming out? He's like, it's later. I'm like, I need to see it. It was
very tight-lipped.
I heard great things about it, and I just missed it, so I'm eager to see that one. But
it's really good. I like it a lot. I think it's gonna be a good one for the label too.
Yeah, and I mean that's sort of like what we hope too with Murder Made Easy. That the Scream Team, what fan base that he has, will hopefully embrace. I know they've embraced White Doomsday very much. So we're hoping that they'll like our, again. I was a little sensitive every time we got into a horror festival. I'm like, I don't know, there's not blood and guts, but I was really surprised that most people seem to like it. So that's good.
Well, I can say, as a festival judge and programmer, like, coming across a movie like Murder Made Easy, especially if you're going through like the slush pile of horror, to come across something that actually has like a script, like a really strong narrative and dialogue and like good acting, is like such a rarity.
Thanks, man.
That's what really matters. Like, you're telling a compelling story, and I think that's the problem with a lot of like the throwback slasher stuff, is that they're just, a lot of the horror stuff that's coming out right now is not great, because they're, they just want the blood and guts. They don't want, characters and stuff. And I think people, really, there's an audience for that. Like, it's
lacking in character development and story. Yeah.
people are starting to crave like actual content again, and I think that's especially in the horror genre. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of like a lot of people like what are some classic horror films you love? And I'm on like The Thing, all that stuff I love, but like I'm a huge fan of what Ty West was doing with House of the Devil and
Oh my God, I love that movie.
And Oz Perkins. If you guys have seen his The Black Coat's Daughter and I'm the Pretty Thing That like lives in the house. Real slow burn, more thoughtful horror. That's kind of more like. I mean, I like the slasher stuff too, and there's some really good. There's a movie that was called Possum that came out recently. There is some really excellent, like more thoughtful, slower horror out there that
tension building.
Yeah, Possum was written and directed by the guy that made Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's the star of that show actually did Possum. I think it's crazy.
Did you see Possum, Mike?
I didn't. I watched clips and people keep telling me I need to see it, and I think it's out now. I should just buy it. It looks awesome.
It's very weird, David Lynchian, but I love it. I think it's great. There was a movie called At the Devil's Door, I think it was called. That was also very good. Another like slower burn kind of. I mean, so there are like more stuff like that out there amongst all the sort of thrasher, or slasher kind of wannabes or whatever, but so.
No, very exciting. So
I've been noticing that a little bit about with some of the indie horror films that have come out lately, that they are a lot of the time slow burns. Like The Loon is kind of a slow burn, but it's
it's just slow.
Yeah, I mean, Doomsday is slow, and I wanted to burn my copy of it. So
I did burn my copy. Does that count or no?
Oh.
I duct taped razor blades to it and used it as a frisbee like in Phantasm 3.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
What was the inspiration behind the story for Murder Made Easy? Where did you come up with the concept outside of just budgetary restrictions?
Really, it was those films and plays I was talking about. Rope. Alfred Hitchcock's Rope was the biggest influence. That's like one of my favorite films. I think it's one of his best films, and I always wanted to do something like that, both in terms of the content and also the way he shot it, like these long takes and.
Very underrated film, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then Death Trap and Sleuth, and I was driving home one day thinking about doing a smaller one-location film, and like the whole story with all the twists and turns, the structure of it came to me, and I was like, holy shit! And I ran home and wrote it all down, like all the story beats. That doesn't ever happen to me. I don't sit around trying to think of like twists for films and all that, but it just seemed to work, and we got Tim Davis, our writer, on board to flesh out the script. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of like we were all on the same page about what we wanted to do, the kind of twisty turny thriller, like Sleuth and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that stuff too. So it's nice to see that other people kind of like Clue. Clue's a big one. People kind of compare it to Clue. So whimsical kind of thriller. So yeah, that's where that came from.
I think it was part of those scene changes where the food place cards came up. That kind of reminded me of Clue a lot.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very, very nice touch.
Yeah, and that came having like menu cards for each character. That came during the editing process. I was like, oh, maybe we could like have a menu card. So that was one of those things that actually wasn't planned, but seemed like a good idea. So
damn. So you kind of just rode with it. And
yeah,
that was actually one of the interesting things I liked about the movie the most.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, not to mention the menu kind of fit the character's personality a little bit,
Yeah, we put thought into that each meal. There were 4 different meals for each of the 4 dinner guests, so we did put thought into what kind of food that each of them would get. And I have to give a shout out to my friend Jenny Robinson, who prepared and cooked all those on-screen meals.
Oh, yeah.
That was a small little detail that I was not prepared to do. I didn't know how to do that. She made those. She was cooking all those meals like the night before we were shooting, and she was up to like 4 a.m. and drove up. She's from around south of here, and she drove all the way up to LA with all the food. And
oh my god!
Yeah, it's working with food's actually kind of tricky with continuity and all that. But if you're going to present food on screen, what I learned is that it's got to look good.
I got to work on a commercial where they made food. Like there was hand models and they made the food to like take shots of and zoom in and go around, and it's really surprising to see what they do to this food. Like airbrushing like styrofoam and putting toothpicks. You can't eat it. You can't eat the food.
Right. It's made. It's like an actor getting makeup and stuff. Like I have a friend. That's what she does. She's a food. I can't forget what it's called, but she basically makes food look phenomenal to be shot. And the continuity was. It sounds like a mundane thing, but like there was one point where they're like pouring the wine. Someone's pouring, and in the middle at the end of one take, like wait a minute. How much wine was in there? Reset. I don't remember. And it was like a mathematical equation to figure out how much fucking wine to leave in the bottle so when you pour it. Jesus Christ, this is kind of stuff that, like, who would think of that shit? So,
yeah.
But it's all those tiny details that I'm sure you guys know and Mike knows that you have to account for when you're, when you're doing a movie and you realize why there is someone in charge of only continuity. That's why there's someone. Yeah.
You don't want to deceive the audience. The audience knows. You just gotta trick them. That's the thing.
Yeah. If someone's gonna go, hey, his hand, there was half a glass, and the next shot there's like a full glass.
I've also learned that on that same tangent that a good actor doesn't actually eat the stuff. Like they'll just pretend like mime eating. So now whenever I watch a show or a movie, I see that it drives me nuts because on Doomsday, we had like they're eating like the canned food shit, and the kid just wolfed it down. He loved the food. Right? Like you don't have like you got to be careful because like the shots it changes, and I'm like, God damn it! I never had to deal with food before.
Well, because they're doing like 50 takes of eating fucking spaghetti, and in our case, we had actors who were allergic to certain foods, and so like Jessica couldn't eat meat or something. So actually, we did have a spit bucket for one of our actresses, so she would like take a bite but not really eat it, and then spit it into a bucket. And you're like, well, that's pretty glamorous. I never thought I'd be holding a spit bucket to make.
We have a spit bucket on all of our sets too, but
different kind of spit bucket, huh?
Yeah. So, was this your first foray into horror, David? Or did you have some other work in the genre?
Yeah, it was. I had written a horror script called The House Sitter, which is more of a true horror that I want to get that off the ground. We wrote before Murder Made Easy, but in terms of like genre stuff, it absolutely was. Oh, I'm back. Am I back?
You're back.
So apparently I have 20% left on my phone. Again, this is great planning on my part. Shooting on an iPhone, outside where it's noisy. But yeah, that was the first. I'm a huge horror fan, like a lot of people. So it's something that I definitely want to continue doing in terms of my next project. So I love it. I mean, especially when it's done well. Everybody's got their own taste. Some people like the cheesier stuff, but like I'm a big Evil Dead fan. Even though I like the more serious things, I like Evil Dead a lot.
Absolutely.
So is your next project horror, and is it going to be a feature or is it going to be a short?
Yeah, I mean the House Sitter is a feature script, and that needs a proper budget, unlike Murder Made Easy. So we're just out there hustling, trying to get funding for it. So.
And are you looking to shoot that in LA as well?
No, not necessarily. In fact, I think there are a lot of reasons that would be good to not shoot it in LA. It's more of a rural location. So, I mean, we could, not only tax incentives or anything like that, but like going to all these festivals and seeing some really pockets of great community of horror fans, like and filmmakers. I would love to maybe hook up with someone, and I'm open to shooting wherever it makes sense to shoot. I think our challenge, like a lot of people, is just raising the funds for it. So,
yeah.
But I mean,
PA is lovely this time of year for filming.
What's that?
I hear PA is lovely this time of year for filming.
So it's St. Louis. Just gonna throw that out there.
Just don't go to Jersey. That's where dreams die.
Go where? I'm sorry. What?
Don't go to New Jersey. It's where dreams die.
Oh yeah.
He already knows.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I understand like everything. Okay, they got sirens and stuff. This is phenomenal. Yeah, I try to avoid Jersey. Like I just drive around Jersey if I'm on the East Coast. No offense, sorry.
No, none taken. I do it too.
You live in Jersey, and you're like, why am I in Jersey?
If we would have had the budget for the hazmat suits, we would have shot in Jersey for Doomsday as well.
There you go.
Desolate, hell-blasted landscape, but
it's really funny if you go on Google and you type in like air pollution, and you go to New Jersey, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's Newark. It's all Newark, right? Mostly Newark.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got Philadelphia, we got Newark, and we got we got Delaware right underneath us, and
Yeah.
it's a travesty, and so it is what it is. But
Hey, I just want to get before my phone dies here. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to just let people know that Murder Made Easy is coming out on Blu-ray, special features and all that. Pre-order is May 1st, and then the its release is May 21st, and it's on exclusively on ScreamTeamReleasing.com. There are plans to maybe put it out. I think we're going to be putting out DVD later this year and more wider, but that Blu-ray with all those extras and all the goodies, and we're gonna have free posters, all that kind of stuff, only on Scream Team Releasing. So
Is there going to be reversible artwork too?
Say again.
Reversible artwork.
He does that for all his and he did a great job. I love that. That's the kind of detail I'm talking about. That because as a fan of horror films, and I love to get Blu-rays of films I love, like Justin understands that people want that. That it's like I'm pretty much blown away by what he's done at Scream Team, and that to make a film and then have it, like I said, have someone who really cares about movies take you under their wing and say, hey, we're going to do this right. I think Mike you can it means the world to you.
No, absolutely. That was half the reason I signed with Justin. I'm like, you actually care,
right.
what he's a collector too.
Right.
And I was like, cool, that's all I really want. It's like, there's no money in indie film, but at least you can get your baby out there and people can see it, and you want to see it in the best possible way, and that the packaging is important. And I wanted to ask before your phone dies, David, there are some chances people have coming up soon to meet you in the cast and see the movie on the big screen, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, you're better at this than I am with my own film. It's terrible. So we're actually going to be screening it in the theater one more time in Winchester, Virginia, at the Alamo Draft House. Oh my God, on May 15th, I believe it is. And so if you're in the Virginia area and you want to see a good thriller, come check it out. It's like 7 p.m. that Wednesday. And we're also going to have Scream Team is going to give us like 50 copies of the Blu-ray like before they're available to anybody else. So we'll have those to sell. And a guy named JK who writes for Dread Central and a bunch of other stuff, he's going to be there emceeing the Q&A afterwards.
Jay is the fucking man.
He's awesome, and he's a big supporter of the film. He really loves the film, and he's gotten us some. He did an interview with me on Dread Central, and he's a great guy. He's always at every festival. I don't know how the guy does it. He's everywhere all the time.
He really is. So what you say is at the Alamo Draft House in Winchester is that's the first place people will be able to get the movie, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
and then we also have a signing in LA, right?
God damn it. Yeah. We're doing a signing at Dark Delicacies. Dark Delicacies is a great horror bookstore in Burbank. And so we're doing that, I believe it's June 29th. It's a Saturday, and at 4 p.m. So if you're on the West Coast, you can meet the cast and crew. We're going to sign posters. We're going to sign Blu-rays. And I'm really excited about that because if you're a horror fan in LA, you know about Dark Delicacies and Del and his wife who run the place. West Coast, you can meet the cast.
Yeah, Dark Delicacies is like mecca of horror. The place is a specialty shop that has pretty much everything you'd ever want to spend money on, all in one building. It's fucking amazing.
It's a great place, man, and I was blown away when they were like, "Yeah, sure, we'll have you there," and so I'm super excited about that. I've been going to that bookstore for years, so I can't believe that we're going to be doing that.
How does it feel knowing the place that like fucking Clive Barker and Mick Garris and like all these guys sign at, and you're going to have a fucking signing there? How does that feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, when we made this small little film, I never knew we would do any of this. I didn't know that we would get into festivals. I didn't know that some horror fans would embrace it or that we would hook up with a company like Scream Team. So I'm just pretty much blown away by the support we've gotten from everybody, that reviewers and everything. Being on your podcast, like, you make something, you just want somebody to see it. And so this is, man, thanks for having me on. I just saw that my phone went 10%.
Oh boy!
And it's getting dark. So
I have two quick questions for you. What's your favorite horror movie?
God, so hard. I'm gonna say The Thing, but there's so many others. John Carpenter's The Thing.
And has anybody ever told you that you look like a younger and sexier Lloyd Kaufman?
All the time. Wait, is that a compliment? I thought.
That's absolutely a compliment.
It is, because if you're already sexier than Lloyd Kaufman.
Wow.
All right, well, I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you.
First time Jared's hit on a guest.
So, go ahead. What's that, Ray?
It's the first time Jared's hit on a guest.
I'm honored. Well, I apologize that my phone's probably going to die at some point. So
Maybe we can have you on again sometime.
I need my phone to get out of here. I'm taking a lift home, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to probably like hop off. I'm sorry I didn't plan this better. I should have been.
No, you're totally fine, David. We'll have you on time, hopefully.
But thank you guys so much for having me on. Thank you, Ray, and you guys for watching
Absolutely
and supporting the film, man. I've been watching what you guys have been doing, and like it's pretty incredible too. So thank you so much for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, and I love the movie, so keep it up.
Thanks,
I love it too, man.
Thanks. Hopefully, I can come back with that house sitter horror film. I'm dying to do it. So yeah, hopefully my next one will be next few years. So.
Well, let us know when that happens. We'll support you for sure.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Sorry, I feel like an asshole, an LA asshole. It's true. People in LA are assholes. See, I just proved. Great, awesome.
Have a nice one, David.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
All right, David. So, did he call himself an LA asshole? Is that what he said?
He did.
Oh, he's the Lloyd Kaufman of LA. Or no, he's on the East Coast, isn't he? Lloyd Kaufman.
He's in Kaufman's in New York. I want to say
he's in New York.
Oh right, that was cool. He was a nice guy. I don't know if he's still connected or not. It just
looks like he is.
I'll just eject him.
Now after he's gone, we can talk shit about him.
Yeah. No, there's nothing to really talk bad about. His movie was good. It may not have been like horror, but it had a twist, a turn, had some tension. The cast was good. It was shot beautifully. I liked it a lot, actually. I did not go in expecting I'd like it, honestly. So I watched the trailer. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this, but I really did. And part of it, I would say the cast was I liked the cast quite a bit.
Yeah, the lead actress, she ran up against Hope at Genre Blast and won Best Actress.
Did she? She was good.
She was really good, and Hope actually said afterwards, she's like, I'm glad I lost to her. Like, she's really good.
Some might say Hope had no hope.
No, well.
No.
Well, Murder Made Easy certainly had food, so the rest of the tactics were.
That's true.
But I'm really excited. Lex is a big fan of the movie, too, as well as David. So we're both really excited to get the Blu-ray from Scream Team.
Yeah.
I saw the art is really cool.
You know, I got to be honest. I haven't bought a Scream Team Blu-ray since Doomsday. So this will be the first one, I guess, that I've bought. Because I didn't get...
you don't really need any... No, you got Bong.
Oh, yeah. Bong
that came out first, didn't it?
Yeah, Bong came out afterwards.
But do I really have it?
Yes, you do.
Eh.
It's in your collection.
Fine, whatever. That was the last one I bought. Now I got to buy something else because that one... I didn't like that movie.
I need to watch it again. I enjoyed it.
It's okay to say that if you don't like something. So
yes, it is. Because, like assholes, we all have opinions.
Yeah. I've been watching the Bloodbath and Beyond reviews of some movies because somebody directed me to a Darker Military one. Have you guys watched any of the Bloodbath and Beyond reviews of horror movies?
Yeah, I know Justin sent a bunch of Scream Team stuff there. I think Doomsday's in there.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Kind of dreading. I like their reviews because they go really in depth and they're very honest. And that's a double-edged sword. I'm a little nervous what they're going to say.
Their Bong review is actually pretty good. It made me want to rewatch the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what they said. I like Bong. I think that the tonal shift is abrupt, but I do enjoy it. I did not think I was going to enjoy it, but it's a well-made movie. I think it's cool.
It's really nice to look at too.
The quality is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great quality. I gotta go back and watch it again because the first time I think that tonal shift we're talking about, and we're not the only ones who noticed it because even those Bloodbath guys noticed it. It just kind of threw me through like, what happened? You know, the girl's crying in the shower or whatever. And anyway, yeah, David's great. I'd love to have him on again, and I hope he does another project because I like what he did. We're still live, aren't we?
Yes.
So, nobody watches us anyway. I was gonna say, I just kind of gave a plug to Bloodbath and Beyond. You know what? Fuck it. They do good reviews. They do good reviews on YouTube. I enjoy them.
I like I like their videos are structured and they're actual like editing and stuff like that's really cool because you don't see that very often. Like it was a really well crafted review, and I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm nervous as what they're going to say about Doomsday, but I respect their opinions. I watched a bunch of their reviews actually. And I really like how they have it broken down to likes and dislikes.
Yes,
they speak their mind. I admire that. You don't get that all the time.
Raiders selected that running back. I wanted
Jacobs.
And if you had to fight them, you would have to get a passport because I think they're out of Canada, right?
Are they?
I heard the oots. Like this is a movie about a little boy who eats cookies, or I don't know. Like I assume once I heard that
movie.
What?
They reviewed that movie?
Yeah, I don't know. The only one I saw was the Dark Military one.
Yeah, I saw that one, and then I watched the Bong one because I guess I may have subscribed to their channel. I'm looking to see if they have the Doomsday now. Currently,
I don't know. Are they Google proof?
What does that mean? Google proof?
Proof?
Are they Google proof?
No, I think it went to the Broncos. Oh,
it's one of the things they touched up on the Dark Military. They're like,
oh yeah,
they're like the cop is like, you can't find them. They're Google proof, and it's like it doesn't work that way because Google is just based off of different IPs. It just matches words. Like you can't be Google proof, and they covered that. And that was the thing about the Dark Military was like they didn't really go in and cover themselves, and using the term Google proof doesn't exist, and they set it forward. They're just like, this movie would have worked if it came out in 2003.
Yeah,
but it's 2000 when the Dark Military 2017. It's 2017. People know what the fucking internet is, and it's not just like
Lauren probably wrote the movie in 2003. So,
but I like their reviews. Their reviews are pretty fun. I'm sorry if I seem out of it, guys. I hate my job.
We know what's going on.
I read no other reviews.
I don't see a Doomsday one, Mike.
Yeah, I don't think they put it out yet.
Oh, you're in the clear for now.
Well, I'm assuming that they did the Bong one for 420. I'm wondering if they're going to do the Doomsday review. If they
for Christmas?
Yeah, well, no, for like Christmas in July. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I mean, we're going to be doing some Christmas in July stuff. We've got a screening or two lined up, and I think we're going to be doing some stuff with Justin that I can't talk about just yet. But
yeah,
there may be.
I'll give you an honest review of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. It was the worst National Lampoon's movie I've seen in a long time.
Agreed.
I can't disagree with that. Once they got to Wally World, it was just like, really?
Yeah, that's.
Should I cut that scene? I should have cut it.
What a sham.
My favorite part of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday was when Juliette Lewis walked into her house after getting attacked by Uncle Eddie's dog and punching her boyfriend over the sofa. That was my favorite part in Doomsday.
I like the part when Hope blesses water-filled condoms and then uses them like grenades.
Didn't she lick them first? So Keith Saunders said, with Murder Made Easy, they should release the murder menu cards as well, like little. That'd be cool. Postcards of the murder menu cards.
Yeah,
there's gonna be some fun stuff that he's been doing. I've been talking to
I don't doubt it.
There's stuff coming out soon. They're going to be doing some. I don't want to blow up too much for his spot, but there's going to be some stuff on some online content that they made that I think you guys are going to think is really fun.
Like maybe interactive?
Well, we'll see if we think it's fun.
Yeah,
I like how you just always assume stuff.
I got no horse in this race. I just.
Am I gonna need loop for this? Like seriously, I need to know.
Oh, I mean that depends if you want to get traumatized.
Oh, come on.
Traumatized.
So speaking of lube, I've been watching. This is all a side tangent, but I've been watching the Pieces Blu-ray that Grindhouse put out, and there's like a 55-minute interview with the director, and it was really wonderful because excellent shirt. I didn't even notice that. It's weird because usually for exploitation movies, like listening to the Fulci and stuff talk in interviews, and like all these people are so fucking full of themselves, but this dude is pretty much just like, yeah, I wrote the script in like 4 days because, and like he's not, I don't know, he's very realistic about what the movie is and everything, and that's what the tagline is, exactly what you think it is. You know, that came from. But he's very candid about things, and he told the story about the main actor, the guy in the scene when he's laying in bed naked with the one girl, and he hears a chainsaw outside, so he jumps out of bed, and you know there's like full dong. Apparently, they took so long to set that shot up. He was in that under the covers of that naked chick for so long. He got a boner. And he was in full mast. And they changed to it. So he had to send out a PA to get bags of ice to put over his crotch.
Flag Central.
Yeah, he said to tame it down. Dude, I was dying. Like, this guy is he's so funny about this shit.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's a really good interview. Actually, the interview with I cannot remember his fucking name now. The actor that plays the red herring. He's the groundskeeper.
Mm-hmm.
The big guy. He was Bluto in the Robin Williams Popeye movie, and he's also the dad Sal in Sonny Boy with David Carradine. But there's like an hour and
I am what I am.
His story is fucking amazing. Like, just that guy's been in everything. He was in David Lynch's Dune. I think he's got like over 100 or 200 credits. But listening to his like life story in that interview is like, I would have bought the Blu-ray just to hear his fucking interview. It's incredible. Like, that guy, like, he just randomly like moved to fucking Israel to be an actor. Like, because like someone that he met someone at a party that worked for Otto Preminger, and they're like, "Do you want to be in a movie?" He's like, "Yes." And he's like, "I will fly you to Israel right now so you can audition because I think you've got a good look." And he's like, "Fine, do it." So he just dropped everything, moved out there, and then he went to Otto Preminger and he said, "My name is whatever his name is." He's like, "And I'm going to be in your film." And Otto Preminger's like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm gonna be in your movie." And he's like, "You know what? I will find a place for you. I like your attitude." And you know, he just would like argue with people, and she's like, "Fuck it, I'm doing whatever I'm gonna do," and it worked. And you know, he's been in like a shit ton of movies, and it's wonderful.
So is that what I need to do to get into people's movies?
Apparently.
I'm gonna be in your movie. All right. I'm just gonna start texting people out. I'm gonna be in your movie.
Well, I mean, we all know.
I don't want to be in movies, but I'm just to see what works.
You know, I think that harassing filmmakers incessantly works for some people.
I mean, I know a guy, but.
Is that what I heard that you're supposed to friend and message every director of a horror movie, indie horror movie on Facebook, and just keep bombarding them every week.
Every time there's an opening.
Like a man.
Well, you guys definitely should check out the Pieces Blu-ray.
I have it.
Yeah, highly recommended. Got some great stuff in it. I did not expect to enjoy the extras as much as Pieces is kind of a shit movie. It's fun.
It's not a shit movie.
It's kind of shit, but it's fun.
It's not a great movie. It's fun, but I never expected to like be that like interested in the behind the scenes and stuff. But like, it really is a really interesting story about how it was made and everything. I'm really enjoying it. It definitely added a new level to the movie for me.
Let's face it, there's a lot of shit horror, and it's probably just like that. So,
I mean, it's a cheesy exploitation movie. You know, it's not high art. Like,
it is high art.
You know what's funny? If you watch both versions of Pieces, there's the Spanish version with the different like audio track and everything.
And the actual music that was something that he talked about that I thought was really interesting. All the Italian movies they always go with library music that's already pre-existing, and he demanded that they score it custom, and that's what the Spanish version is.
Yeah, it's like watching two different movies. One, the Spanish version is like a little more serious, has a more serious tone to it.
This one's public domain score.
Mm-hmm. And then the of course the version that we've all seen is like really campy and goofy. The movie's really campy and goofy, but just the Spanish version is a little more serious, and it tries to be more of a slasher film. Like it kind of loses the fun that the English dub has, which is fantastic. Like hearing Linda Day George scream "bastard," I guarantee you that was just they didn't intend to do that as one take. They meant to just like at least get her saying "bastard" once, and they had her, and she just kept saying it over and over again.
I was just thinking that today when I was watching it.
And
that death scene, the chick getting cut in half, that shit is fucking disgusting.
That was my favorite kill in the entire movie. The waterbed scene was cool, but the girl in the shower room, that was pretty legit.
Yeah, they cut a pig in half for that. They just put track pants on a pig and then cut it in half.
But the most important death in that entire movie is the skateboard into the giant window pane.
Of course.
Which has nothing to do with anything in the movie.
No, not at all, but it's great.
Nothing to do with the movie. I used to put on pieces, like my brother got me, I got like the diamond release version of Pieces. It was the really shitty one where it's just like they ripped it from VHS and they made it into 4 separate chapters if you go to the chapters menu. And like that was the first time I watched, and I used to play it for my friends whenever I would get together. We would all go to my friend's house. We go in his basement, and we would have like 20 people like from high school. And they're like, "What movie you watch?" And it was always Anchorman, but then I brought over Pieces, and that was like the movie to watch with like a group of people. We're like, we were young kids. None of us were in film school or anything. We were like high school, and we went downstairs in the basement. We would just put on Pieces, and everyone would just start losing their minds because it was so funny and so fucking obnoxious, even when you're a kid. And it just gets better and better as you're an adult when you start getting into more like the technical things, like the graphics and like the practical effects, and of course, the awful dubbing. And when you put on the subtitles for the Blu-ray version, and you hear all that dialogue that's in the background, like like when they're eating Wendy's. It's so hilarious. Like it's all unintentional humor, but the dialogue in that movie is it's beyond nuts with the way that they speak to each other. And some of the lines, like what was it? They're talking about Mr. Brown, and like the whole ordeal at the very end when the lead detective goes to the dean's like apartment, and he's like, "Do you want instant coffee?" And she was like, "I would love some." And then she's like, "Let's talk about Mr. Brown." And he's like, "Would you like more coffee?" And then she's like, "Yes, please." And then he comes back and he's like, "Ah, yes, Mr. Brown, you see, is a homosexual." And it's just like, just lines like that, like the delivery, like the deadpan delivery that makes that English version so great. And I have to rewatch it on the Grindhouse release. I actually have it right up here. But yeah, Pieces was like that movie. Pieces was, everyone was watching The Room, and I was watching Pieces, getting everyone together.
Where did you grow up that everybody was watching The Room?
Huh?
So where do you grow up where everybody's watching The Room?
And dude, it was like, whoa.
I didn't even hear about that movie till last year.
I had heard about it before that.
There was,
it was a thing. I mean, people were doing like midnight screenings of it and stuff.
Yeah, and it just kind of got around.
Horror of horrible movies.
That movie's unwatchable. I don't care what anybody says. It's unwatchable.
The Room is a shit show.
The Pieces. So it's funny how I got into Pieces. I was in middle school, and this guy Ben Osmond, who used to be my best friend growing up. He was in jail. That's a long fucking story. A long, horrible story of betrayal and sadness.
Did he send you a pizza? And used to live there, and
God damn it!
But
ignore that.
So he was trying to. It was when DVD first came out. He had a DVD He had money. And he bought, I think it was the Army of Darkness DVD, like the Anchor Bay one that the director's cut that ended up being worth like $1 billion now. You know, the one where he's holding his arms up like this and he's got the chainsaw on the shotgun. So he bought that off eBay, and the guy accidentally sent him pieces, like the Diamond DVD. And he wrote back, he's like, "Hey, this is the wrong fucking movie." He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Just keep that. I'm gonna send Army of Darkness." So we got pieces. He got pieces for free. Like, what the hell is this movie? And we watched it. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, what the fuck is this? So we became like obsessed with it, and then I bought a copy at the mall for like $2. I bought that creature from Diamond, and the 7 Doors of Death, aka the Beyond.
The Beyond, the edited version.
Yeah, shittiest bargain DVDs ever. But I was like the first brand loyalty I ever had. I'm like, oh wow, all the stuff that this company puts out is really great. So I kept buying Diamond DVDs.
And they were so expensive too. Like I got pieces for like $35 from Suncoast Video.
Yeah, it was like $2. That's why I bought so many of them.
Nah, well I got ripped off.
Yeah,
like most kids from the suburbs going to the mall and shopping at Sam Goody and Suncoast Video.
I guess that's how you learn.
You know what are those movies like? I went to Sam Goody. And like it wasn't I spit on your grave. It was just like I shit on your grave and spit on your mouth or something like that.
I drink like, blood. I eat your skin.
No, it wasn't that because that was from the 70s. These were like really bad, like shot on videotape movies from like the mid 80s to like early 90s. They were like really bad. It kind of looked like the quality of Necromantic on video. Not the Blu-ray version, which is absolutely gorgeous, but like, you know, when it came out on like on
the actual shot on video
cassette, yeah, and they had those movies on DVD at like Sam Goody, and they would always have like the black like DVD like covering it, like kind of like it was like the manga department.
Yeah.
And anyway, I used to stock up on those. That's when I discovered the Sleepaway Camp survival pack, and that was from Anchor Bay. Like Anchor Bay and Troma were like kings of Sam Goody and Suncoast Video. We actually had a guy. My friend and I were at the mall, and we were looking at Troma, and they had this guy come up to us while we were checking out Troma movies, and I was obsessed with Troma. I was like a 13-year-old kid. And he was being like really like creepy, but like he was talking Troma with us, and we were talking to him, and he was like really like nice and like, you know, like really sweet to us. And then my mom showed up and he bolted. And I was just like, holy shit. Like I was like 13 years old, and this dude was like trying to get me and my friend to go to his house.
Well, he had a really big Troma collection.
What's that?
He probably had a really big Troma collection.
He probably did. And
killer condom.
Speaking of Necromantic, George Butkerite did the effects for that movie.
Who, Giger?
For Killer Condom, yeah.
No shit. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in like almost 20 years.
I have it on DVD back here somewhere.
Holy fuck balls.
That's how I discovered more Troma movies. Once you buy a Troma movie, it's jam-packed with trailers in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The trailers are always so much better than the movies are.
Mm-hmm.
Jam-packed with Machine Head music at the beginning of it.
And then that's where I got to see that they had the Motorhead video from Romeo and Juliet that played in the beginning. They had like this Freak of the Week with Ron Jeremy. It was a rap video, and like Troma had like the best like Easter eggs on a DVD. What's up?
It sounds like a hit.
Oh, it is. You can watch the video on YouTube. It's called Freak of the Week, and it's with Ron Jeremy, and it's a '90s rap video, and it was I think it was produced by Troma, and the one like the Troma DVDs came out, they had the best Easter eggs. Like they would have like games that you could play on Troma, and if you guessed the wrong answer,
Intelligence test.
what's up?
The TIT trauma intelligence test.
Yes, you would get, if you got the answer correct, you would be presented with naked breasts, and if you got the answer wrong, you got the most foul, grotesque, violent scenes you can imagine, and most of them were from Beware Children at play.
Or sometimes it was a fat guy just rubbing his belly.
And that's how I learned, you know, doing that trivia. That's how I learned about James Gunn and his participation with Tromeo and Juliet, him being an intern, and his first like big gig was writing Tromeo and Juliet for like $200 or something like that. And you know, they had a lot of great like history in those like trivia and the Easter eggs, like different trailers and such. And then they were like shamelessly self-promoting. I think the book at the time was Everything I Needed to Know I Learned from the Toxic Avenger. And which is a fantastic book. I know Lloyd's written like 5 more, but that's the one that I've had since the dawn of time. I miss old school video stores in the mall. Like they were expensive as hell, these movies, because they were in the mall, but it was like the best place to find these obscure movies.
Yeah. Unless you have a vintage stock in your area, I think everybody does.
No, we don't.
Now I have Best Buy, and I fucking blow my head off. Best Buy just also like cut their inventory again in half.
Our Best Buy has like 5 DVDs. That's all they ever carry. Everyone's always like, oh, I got the newest Scream Factory there. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? We have like 10 movies at our Best Buy, and they're all like fucking Cinderella, like the Vault collection from Disney. Like that's all they carry.
I know.
Raiders pick is in.
Well, I mean, I mentioned before, like Disney and streaming services killed physical media, because like if there is a Disney movie, I mean, if there is anyone buying physical media, it's usually Disney movies.
Streaming killed the DVD star.
And yeah. So I don't know. I just felt like ranting about old school days, about finding videotapes, because it makes me happy, because adult life sucks.
Have you guys gotten anything new? Speaking of, have you guys gotten anything new in the mail recently?
No, man. I only stream stuff.
I don't buy DVDs or Blu-rays. I just pirate stuff, and nothing good has come out.
That's true.
You motherfuckers.
On your crack stick?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for some cool superhero movies and new Walking Dead episodes, so I can get them off Pirate Bay and watch those
and torrent the shit out of them. You motherfuckers.
I love it.
Just use LimeWire.
I don't even watch stuff on disc. I think it's so dumb to have.
I think LimeWire's dead. I think it's called FrostWire now.
LimeWire gave like my computer AIDS back in the day.
It's all about Kazaa.
Kazaa, yeah.
All Kazaa Light. I mean, really.
Kazaa.
I'm gonna post it.
Piracy. I haven't gotten any new Blu-rays lately. Nothing's been out. But what happens is, it'll be like 3 months where I'm like, man, I'm saving all this money. Like, I'm actually able to put stuff back, and then like 4 movies in a row will be out like the same fucking month, and it's like, well, there's like my entire paycheck.
And new Cavity Color shirts.
Yeah, well, yeah, I just bought the Starship Troopers shirt. That was
Yeah.
like, with shipping, it was $33 fucking. That's crazy.
So ridiculous.
That's way overpriced.
Yep. But that's how much all shirts cost now. It sucks.
I think I'm gonna get the yellow sleeved one.
I just bought a Burial Ground shirt for $15. So,
Where?
Paul Bearer Press. Actually, they had a sale. It was like $11, and it's got a boob on it.
It's got a boob on it.
What?
Yeah.
I like Super Troopers better than Burial Ground, but I don't know if it's worth $12 more.
There it is. Can you see it?
Oh, that's a
You see
good
the shirt?
That's actually really good.
Yeah. Do you see the boob?
Yeah, that's the midget breastfeeding.
Yep. And then on the back, it's got some text.
There's shall. What is that? Tremble. Graves shall open. They shall come among the living as messengers of death.
Yeah.
And there shall be
Okay, this shirt's I like it. It was like $11.
That's not bad. That's
Fuck
actually
Cavity
pretty
Colors.
good.
I'll never buy a shirt from them. Any of those sites that try to sell you a T-shirt for like $25 or more is a fucking joke.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I've gotten a lot of shirts made in my day, and full color, like giant image designs, like Cavity Colors, that is expensive as hell to print. Like, those shirts are probably $12 to $14 a piece at cost to get printed.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty much not buying horror shirts anymore. I've got like 40 of them.
Well, next to Lex Quinn, I have like 7 drawers full. But
yeah, I hang on mine.
I mean, I pretty much have shirts and everything that I care to. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the new stuff they come out with, but Starship Troopers is something I never thought I'd have a T-shirt for. So I have to. And like I said to Lex, like the amount I wear this Christmas Evil shirt from them, $30 is a lot of money, but I wear this shirt at least like once or twice a week. Like since I've gotten it, it's been like over a year. So
And
it's like
still looks beautiful.
it held up really good. Like their quality is spectacular. So
some of their shirts are really cool looking, but some of them are just too much. I'm not like this is too much for me. This shirt is too much. I like with horror shirts lately. I've been getting shirts that I would normally never wear. I'm more low key, like a little hints of things, not like a giant image on my shirt. And I absolutely hate print on the back.
Oh, I love that. I only want stuff on the back. The front image is something that's been newer. That came about with like Rotten Cotton and shit. When I was a kid, I always wanted stuff on the back.
I hate it. Well, it makes my back sweat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's been. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. And like pictures, you can't see what's like my Reanimator shirt. Have you guys seen that? I'll have to show that. It's got Dr. Hill's head in the tray on the back of it. It's got a big quote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's an awesome shirt, but it makes my back sweat like a motherfucker. So I don't know. I'm not collecting horror shirts anymore because they cost too much, and I've got 1,000 of them. So and I'm
really the last like 3 years, the price has been gradually climbing. Like
yeah.
I used to think that $20 was a lot for a shirt. Now it's $27 and it's like $6 to ship. And
if I see something on T-Villain, I might jump on that, but their shirts are like $13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy baseball shirts now. Baseball long sleeves. That's my new thing.
Sleeves.
What's up?
3/4 sleeves.
Yeah, that's my new thing now. I started collecting them.
The last one I got from Cavity Colors was from Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. It's awesome looking. Well, since you guys only stream and pirate your guys' movies, I did get a Blu-ray double set a couple days ago. It's
how does that look? I almost got that.
Full moon release that has Pit and the Pendulum and Castle Freak.
Yeah. I still gotta finish Castle Freak.
You guys talk about
Castle Freak.
Castle Freak's a really good movie.
Pit and the Pendulum has Lance Henriksen in it, though.
It's a really fun movie.
I got a couple framed posters. I framed Forced to Fear. I'm gonna hang that up. I'm gonna frame this beauty up.
Ooh, that looks nice.
And I'm gonna frame.
Did you have to cut that poster down at all, or did it fit?
I did. I had to cut it a little bit.
Yeah, because I noticed they came a little bigger.
Yeah, it is what it is. Vicky got me this for my birthday. I'm so happy.
Yes. That's amazing. I have all the individual seasons.
So do I.
But she got for $60.
Yeah, I'm super happy they put that out. There's more.
Hold that back up, Ryan, and kind of spin it a little bit. Yes, that's perfection. That's how you release a box set.
Damn right.
I watched you guys last week. Don't think I didn't watch you guys.
That's why we're not saying anything bad about you, because we know you're watching.
No. It wasn't about me. I know you guys were talking about this beauty. This sexy beauty that I'm never going to watch, but I'm just going to use as a paperweight.
What?
Friday.
No.
I'm never going to watch it.
Roby's in it, though.
I know. It's pretty much in the same universe as Jason Goes to Hell, all right?
Jesus. It's actually not that bad of a show. It's
no, it's really good. I used to watch it all the time on Sci-Fi Channel.
not great.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like what Warehouse 13 tried to do on Sci-Fi.
yeah, they shouldn't have called it Friday the 13th. I don't think.
Yeah, not at all.
It's better than Freddy's Nightmares, but.
Well, this was produced by Sean Cunningham. Is that why they called it Friday the 13th?
That means it's gold.
Because everything Sean Cunningham touches is legit.
Yeah, especially his shits.
Oh yeah. And the double ply toilet paper he sticks between his asshole.
Oh my god. So I can't believe they appealed. Well, I kind of believe it. That whole shit storm is going on. I caught a little bit of what you guys were talking about with Friday the 13th. And I know that Mike Lombardo loves talking about the sequels to people on open forum.
Mm-hmm.
It's his favorite thing to do, right, Mike? Your favorite is Friday the 13th part 3, where it's in 3D, because it's ahead of its time, right?
Yep. I love all the stuff where he comes right at the camera.
Yeah, no, I was really hooked. You guys did a fantastic job last week with Vincente.
Vincente.
Yeah.
You guys,
a good guest.
yeah, no, you guys were like really into it, and it's like this. I wanted to like, talk to you guys about the stuff about, but I've been so fucking tired, and it was nice to hear like everything about like the new Child's Play remake about how people are losing their minds.
Yeah.
And
it was cool to actually just sit down and bullshit with him.
Yeah.
I gotta send that video of that guy freaking out about Chucky's voice being Mark Hamill.
Oh my god.
Honestly, the soundbite that I heard, it didn't sound that different from Brad.
No,
it really didn't. I think that's why they got Mark Hamill, because
he can do just about anything, really.
Yeah, well, Brad Dourif is stuck to the TV series.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah, Sci-Fi.
Mancuso's still doing it.
Sci-Fi. You know what? They just released a trailer for Critters. Critters
the
Attack.
movie, yeah.
Yeah, they had one on Shudder, but they're 10-minute long episodes.
Oh, is that how long? I haven't watched it.
Yeah, no, they're like 7 pieces and they're all 10 minutes long. I can't watch that, because like
I don't know. I've seen a few micro series that the episodes were like a couple minutes long. I thought that was okay. But I don't know. It doesn't look good to me at all. I try like on the Roku. They have their Shudder Live pops up, and I caught like maybe a couple minutes of one of the episodes, and I'm like, I think one of the main characters is part critter because his mom slept with a critter.
I watched like 3 episodes of the show, the new binge.
Yeah,
it was fucking painful.
Really,
like it was so fucking stupid, dude. It was like Sci-Fi Channel original quality.
How's the sound quality? Because they released a trailer for it, and I was not impressed. It was like
sound quality was fine, but it looks like the whole fucking thing looks like it was shot on like a mini DV camcorder. Like it's bad. It's just a really stupid show. The new movie looks fucking awful too.
Yeah, with they have a female critter, right? Who's good.
It's just white, or it's white. I don't know what the hell. So I was like, oh boy.
And Dee Wallace is back. She's doing her thing.
I like her.
Hey, what is she thinking though?
That money, man. She's
can't imagine she got much money.
She's trying to save up for the E.T. sequel.
Oh Lord.
E.T. in the Sky, which is also in part with Fire in the Sky. Which
E.T. in the Sky with diamonds.
Yeah. Fire in the Sky. I was reading Mike's post earlier. Like, those out there who have never seen Fire in the Sky, that is the most traumatizing movie a kid could watch on HBO late at night when he's channel surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the new? It's Critters Attack, right?
Critters Attack, yeah.
Lord, what is going on?
Holy moly!
Holy moly! So D Wallace is back, huh?
D Wallace is back, and
that should make Mike
you guys. You guys pointed out that on Cavity Colors that Starship Troopers has a or they have a new line of Starship Troopers shirts
Yes.
that are fantastic.
They look beautiful. I just don't know if I want to spend that much money.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Let me work it.
I think I might get the yellow sleeve baseball one because I don't know if I want to spend an extra $10 for the 3/4 blue sleeve one.
Wait, really? The blue one's more money?
The blue one with the long sleeve is $37.
And the yellow baseball sleeve is $27?
Yeah.
No, that's short sleeve though.
Oh, it's
It's
short. Okay.
It's short sleeve, so yeah, it's just regular sleeved.
Oh man, I
How
want to get
much are they? How much are they?
They start at 27. But then they've got a couple of other ones. They've got one that has the Would You Like to Know More? Know Your Foe. That's kind of like an 8-bit looking t-shirt.
I almost bought that one too. I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
I want that in the baseball tee.
And then they've got another one that's a good bug is a dead bug.
Oh, God. My
part.
It comes with temporary tattoos as well.
Yeah.
Above.
The death from above.
My 3 favorite sci-fi movies are all Verhoeven movies. We got Total Recall, which is fantastic.
Total Recall, Showgirls.
Showgirls, yeah. It's a great sci-fi movie. Kyle MacLachlan as a robot in that pool scene was amazing.
It wasn't a bad scene, I'm not gonna lie.
No, RoboCop is my favorite sci-fi movie of all time. It's just a movie that gets better with age. It ages like a
more than Total Recall.
I love RoboCop. Like Total Recall is a fun like sci-fi adventure movie. The sets were too tiny, in my opinion. But I mean, if you're shooting a movie on Mars, you kind of have to like build like the sets in the studio. RoboCop, everything about RoboCop in Detroit, and then the CD, like when they popped the DVD into the player, it wasn't called a DVD at the time. They just used a CD and popped it in, and I had to kill Dick Jones. But Starship Troopers is like my second favorite sci-fi movie. Total Recall is my third favorite, but Starship Troopers. That movie was ahead of its time. Did it bomb in theaters?
I don't think it did well, but my dad took me and my little brother to it in the theaters.
Yeah, I think I actually saw it on like Thanksgiving or something like that. So when I
take it because a lot of the critics thought that it was pro-fascist, and they didn't get that it was supposed to be satire.
I could see how that.
The budget was 105 and it made 121. So yeah, it didn't do well.
So it barely made its money back.
So it's a cult.
Probably not, because they don't take into account advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cult film. I
forget Starship Troopers because it was the first rated R movie my dad took me to in the theaters with my little brother.
I like it because it was just a fun movie.
They got a PC game, a game on PC that looked pretty fun.
There's 2 actually.
Yeah.
There's a top-down RTS from like years ago that I never played. I heard it was terrible. And then there was just Starship Troopers, the first-person shooter, which I have next to me. That game is fucking awesome. It's exactly like the movie, but it is so ridiculously fucking hard. It's like Serious Sam. They'll throw literally thousands of enemies on screen at once. I'm sorry, not thousands, hundreds. They didn't have that technology yet, but hundreds of arachnids at the same time, and like it's just insane. Like if you make one wrong move, you're dead instantaneously. I've never beaten it, but it's so like white knuckle and intense.
It had to be hard if you had a shit PC and the rendering time with all the arachnids.
Yeah, part of it was tough, but it's a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'll play through it and beat it, but I mean, you're talking like they'll drop you in an area like the part in the movie when Michael Ironside gets bit in half.
Oh yeah.
That area, like they put you in there, they seal. You have to defend the walls. It's like a 40-minute gunfight. Like your hands start to hurt. It's just wave after wave after wave,
That's what I was watching. Yeah, I was watching that.
It's insane. And like if you have like you have to hit them in the nerve stem or they don't fucking go down. There's like they'll throw arachnids that are armor plated, so you have to use special weapons to knock off their armor before you can actually kill them. But they're like one enemy in the midst of like 20. So, you know, it's like you have to keep switching weapons. It's actually really unbalanced, but it's a cool game.
I would like to know more.
That's all I have to tell you. I got about, I think, halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way through it. And there's one part I just cannot get past.
Yeah.
And looking it up online, I am not the only person that gets stuck in this spot. It's just too fucking hard.
And you can probably download this game off of Steam now because it's been out since 2000 and what, 2002, 2003?
No, it was after that. Hold on, I can check. I have it right next to me.
Yeah. They never made like a faithful sequel, or they did make faithful sequels. Yeah, look at that beauty.
Am I the only one that has seen the 3 sequels?
I have. I like the second one a lot.
No, I saw the 3 sequels. I gotta see what Mike was talking about, Roughnecks.
Yeah, that was the cartoon. Yeah.
The hell year is this from?
2005.
Okay, so it's a few years off.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll have to play. I'll have to download it from Steam or something like that. 'Cause I was watching people play at Facebook Live, and they kept all the weapons are pretty much the same. But I guess there's like enhancements to the weapons and everything.
Like shotgun, and your machine gun has different modes that have like different ammo types and shit.
I remember Starship Troopers came out the same year as Home Alone 3. And thank God my mom took me to go see Starship Troopers, because later on when I rented Home Alone 3, I was pissed off. But I had my Johnny Rico action figure and my Arachnid action figure. Which
Wait,
was
they
like,
made toys?
They made toys, yeah. Yeah, I still have the Johnny Rico. I can't find my Arachnid. But the Arachnid was cool because it had a button. You push it in and the mouth would like open and close. They had a Diz action figure. I think it was just Johnny Rico and Jake Busey's character.
I don't fucking know about these.
Oh man, well, I think they were McFarlane, or were they Dave Toy Biz?
They have a lot of vehicles and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude, you'd be like a Christmas kid in a candy store at Christmas. Finding those toys now. Probably not that expensive either.
A Doomsday Christmas.
Oh, I do remember these. The little mini guys. They were like little army men, but they had magnet. Yeah, that you could the bases were magnetized, so you could put bugs. They're almost like little army men.
Troopers action figures. I don't know.
Like this, it's like big arachnids too. Okay.
Yeah, no, the arachnids were huge. Here's here's a picture of Jake Busey. And
a lot of these are based on the CGI show. That's cool.
Are we looking at the same thing?
I'm on eBay just looking.
Oh, the Roughnecks show.
Yeah.
I had
Roughnecks.
I had the Carmen action figure.
She's a bitch, by the way.
Oh, Denise Richards?
Well, Carmen, the character, but Denise
Richards. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about, like, Denise Richards. I was like... Here we go.
She's got them eyes on her.
So these were the action figures I had. The Arachnid was pretty huge. And, of course, here's Carmen.
Dude, that shirt is fucking amazing.
Yeah, Paul Bearer Press, man.
Yeah, these were the Arachnid toys. They're pretty big, and they're
$120. Jesus.
Wow.
Mike, look at the chat. You might actually want to buy that shirt.
Holy shit. That's really cool. That looks like a fucking death metal album.
It does. It looks like a legit death metal.
Well, I mean, the name of the movie sounds like death metal band.
Kill Holocaust.
$20.
$20.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
That's
it's cool because when I see the guys at a convention, they recognize me every time. All right, you guys, we're still live. You want to wrap this up?
Sure.
Yeah, we can.
All right. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Brian Enright. Up next, Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at zombie_survivor. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, Mike Lombardo, award-winning director Mike Lombardo. Where can we find you?
You can find me at realsplatter.com, facebook.com/realsplatter, my personal page, and you can find my award-winning film, I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday, at screamteamreleasing.com.
I think I'm going to be watching this tonight.
Yeah, I'm tempted to watch that too.
Thank you, Mike.
You liked it.
Up next, we have our president, Ray Merrick. Ray, where can we find you?
You're going to be able to find me ripping a copy of Starship Troopers off of some seedy internet website.
A crack stick.
Yeah. No, you can find me. Actually, go check out Nightfall Unlimited on Facebook and the .com, nightfallunlimited.com. It's a new thing we're trying.
Yeah, if you enjoy the horror content we give on the Horror Syndicate, and if you want to know about other stuff, you can
comics and video games and other movies that aren't horror related. Check it out. Or not. It's whatever you want to do.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Everyone have a good night.
Peace be with you.